PS5 Pro has been shrouded in mystery, leaks, rumors, and flat-out denial, but now we don't just have what appears to be strong confirmation of its existence and a likely release window, we have new info about what it will bring to the table for ray tracing specifically. And this all comes in the wake of rumors that the PlayStation 5 Pro might not even release in 2024, which thankfully led to new info about what we should see when it is announced, when it will likely release, and just how soon we will see games support it. More than that, games are likely to start showing up with features already added in there for the mid-gen upgrade. Now, I have previously been pretty strong in my predictions about the PS5 Pro. I said it would be market disruptive. I said it would be winsome to developers and cause more of them to prefer building games for the PlayStation platform. And I've been very confident about when we see the announcement made, along with when the release date happens. Well, the latest round of info and rumors doesn't just point to exciting things for 2024, but exciting things for fans of better performance and ray tracing specifically. For the longest time, I thought ray tracing was a gimmick and just a resource hog, and while it still does get skipped over in most of the games that I play because I prefer the performance modes, it is clear that more and more developers want to utilize ray tracing, not just because it makes games look prettier and better, but because it helps with development. And if what we are hearing about the PS5 Pro is true, it could mean big things for games hitting the second half of this generation, which should answer the question on many gamers' minds. Why even bother with a PlayStation 5 Pro? Well, we should find out very quickly, and I'll tell you why. Now, every weekday here on Reforge Gaming, I tell you what I think about a gaming topic, and then we go to a live stream where I want to hear what you think. So, if you like this content and want more like it, hit like and subscribe. The release date for the PS5 Pro was recently thrown into doubt for those hoping to see a 2024 release date. Since the first rumors surfaced about the PlayStation 5 Pro, I said it is likely that we see an announcement in September and then a release date in November. But when new rumors and speculation surfaced that it might not land in 2024, I was curious as to why. Quick guesses were made in reference to maybe GTA 6. Maybe they were trying to sell more of just the standard PS5s as those sales are needed. Well, all of this was because Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming made one simple tweet. And all he did was reply to somebody asking about the PS5 Pro announcement potentially happening in September, and he replied, if it releases this year. So the gaming world quickly ran with it, and they speculated that the PS5 Pro might not be arriving in 2024. Well, the good news is Tom Henderson and Insider Gaming responded to this, and they also provided brand new information about the PlayStation 5 Pro timeline. In an article titled Exclusive, Is the PlayStation 5 Pro releasing in 2024? Tom describes his comment as passive, and then he went on to outline how devs can submit applications to support the PS5 Pro. He said the following: all applications for the PlayStation 5 on games that will be released after September the 15th will be required to support the PlayStation 5 Pro. This does not mean the PS5 Pro will release on September 16th. So although not an exact release date, the information which has released by PlayStation earlier this week to developers suggests that the PlayStation 5 Pro is still on track to be released later this year. So this information is fairly new, as it was just shared recently with developers, and it clearly points to a fourth quarter release for the PS5 Pro, which also lines up nicely for the prediction that it would be announced in September. However, it is looking like my PlayStation Showcase prediction in September may not be the time and place that the PS5 Pro gets its announcement. In an article titled September 26 Could Be a Big Day for PlayStation Gamers, Game Rant makes an observation that I have seen showing up from many places. They open up the article with a bold prediction. They say, quote, it's possible that PlayStation will be showcasing the long-rumored PS5 Pro at the upcoming Tokyo Game Show event set to kick off on September 26th. Now, the reason many were making this observation and prediction is because PlayStation is returning to Tokyo Game Show after a 5-year break. Sony has not been at the event with PlayStation since 2019. Now, the reason I could be persuaded that they use this to announce the PS5 Pro instead of their own showcases, maybe they anticipate there being a greater market reach through TGS, and then they could do their showcase later and focus primarily on games, especially if this this is sort of the first time they can announce the PS5 Pro Enhanced label on certain games. Now, when you take these two pieces of information together, it starts to look very promising for an announcement in September. Tom Henderson indicates that developers are told, listen, all games releasing after September the 15th must support the PS5 Pro, and then PlayStation is returning to Tokyo Game Show after a 5-year break, and it takes place at the end of September. Now, there is another possibility, though, about how this all plays out, and it would have the PlayStation Showcase happening earlier in September. Friend of the channel, Detective Seeds, made a very specific claim 2 months ago about when the PlayStation Showcase would happen. In the wake of the PlayStation State of Play, everyone was saying, hey, why didn't they do a showcase, and are they going to do one? He tweeted the following: PlayStation Showcase will be Thursday, September the 12th, 4 p.m. Eastern, from what I've been told by 2 employees within PlayStation org. He indicated those were people that work at 2 different first-party studios. He also went on to say that he was given this information at the same time he was given the release time for God of War Ragnarok to PC. So he must have seen that that was confirmed the day before at the State of Play and thought, okay, these sources can be trusted. He also indicated in a reply to somebody that Ghost of Tsushima 2 will be announced at the showcase. Now, given how close September the 12th is to September the 15th, which is the date that you now have to support PS5 Pro going forward, I could still see the PlayStation Showcase being where they announce the PS5 Pro along with games. The 12th is a Thursday. We know that PlayStation likes to do things on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and the 15th is the Sunday of the following week. So as soon as that next week starts, you're now in the new deadline of, hey, now you got to support the PS5 Pro. That really lines up in my mind. You would announce the PS5 Pro, and then maybe even the next week have some games hitting that are already enhanced or already have features. That would also mean that they could do more interviews and more marketing during the Tokyo Game Show. PlayStation historically has shown that they really like to do things on their own and on their own terms. So the showcase happening first and then going to TGS to promote the games and the console would make good sense. And apparently there are already games with PS5 Pro features showing up in them right now. A recent update to No Man's Sky has the gaming world all aflutter. Fans are praising Hello Games for another huge update with the World's Update Part 1, and others are theorizing that technology from Light No Fire has been put into No Man's Sky, and, well, some of us think that the games are somehow connected. But in the days after the update, something was data mined from the game. Insider Gaming reported the following: No Man's Sky PS5 Pro upgrade details revealed through data mine, and this is what they said. The details were revealed on X, formerly Twitter, by a game developer and modder named The Bomber Boy. The No Man's Sky datamine file contains information on graphics details preset for Trinity, which many know as the internal codename for the PS5 Pro. Now, the article goes on to discuss how some players have expressed disappointment because there were very small boosts to the settings and the differences between the two. There was also a mention of DLSS and other technologies that the PlayStation consoles cannot use because they are AMD platforms. But this is likely happening just sort of as placeholders for future updates because Hello Games has worked on updates specific to PlayStation 5 and the platform for the PSVR 2. It's one of the best places to play No Man's Sky. It's one of the greatest showcases of how great the PSVR 2 is. So it stands to reason that they would be one of the first and willing developers to chase the PS5 Pro Enhanced label. I would also expect to see other games and data mines start to crop up in the future with more PS5 Pro features or enhancements starting to show up. And for fans of ray tracing, brand new information from a reputable leaker hit just 2 days ago. The earliest leaks about the PlayStation 5 Pro was that it would accelerate ray tracing. Now, this was part of the reasons why I said PlayStation platform would become the preferred platform of gaming devs, because devs want to use more ray tracing. Now, Sony has continued to show a commitment to giving developers things that target their own desires or pain points, and ray tracing has certainly been one of those things. Well, just this week, notable and reliable tech leaker Kepler dropped brand new info about new ray tracing features coming with RDNA 4. He tweeted the following: some of the new RT features coming with GFX 12 RDNA 4. Most, if not all of these, should be in the PS5 Pro too. And you can see he attached an image when the tweet, and it's got things like double ray tracing intersect engine and ray tracing instance node transform, which is, we don't know what this is, right? But Tom's Hardware reported on this, and they seem to think that this points to the PS5 Pro being one of the earliest ways for gamers to experience RDNA 4. In an article titled "Leaked RDNA 4 Features Suggest AMD Drive to Catch Up in Ray Tracing, Doubled Ray Tracing Intersect Engine Could Come to PS5 Pro." And their byline claims that there's a non-zero chance that PS5 Pro will be the earliest way for gamers to try out RDNA 4, or that it will be announced first. They also claim further down in the article, they sort of list all of those features, and they claim that, quote, previously leaks had pointed toward RDNA 4 delivering a massive overhaul of AMD's existing ray tracing hardware in the interest of turning around a more performant, more competitive solution to NVIDIA's market-leading ray tracing technology. And after they consider all these features in the leak, they conclude that, quote, of the listed improvements, the one that seemed the most promising are double ray tracing intersect engine, 64-bit ray tracing node, and ray tracing tri-pair optimization. These all seem to point towards significant improvements in both ray tracing precision and ray tracing performance. Now, if you're like me, when leaks like this start hitting around the same time as each other, it's because things are getting put into motion, which leads to what I feel is the most likely conclusion. It seems about as confirmed as you can get without PlayStation officially stating something that the PS5 Pro is coming in 2024. We've got deadlines for games that have to support the Pro after September 15th. We've got rumors of a showcase in September. PlayStation's returning to Tokyo Game Show after a 5-year break in September, and leakers with different sources and different points of information are getting more leaky as the months move forward to September. The only reason I could see waiting for 2025 was GTA 6, but it honestly makes more sense to ramp up production and get into a good place with distribution and demand before GTA 6 releases. Trying to coincide your new console release at the same time as one of the biggest game releases of the last decade would be total chaos. So now, more than ever, I am confident that we see the PlayStation 5 Pro release this year, like I'm saying November, and an announcement in September. But those are just my thoughts, and now it's time to hear your thoughts. And you can do that in a comment below, or come over to the live stream that follows this video to discuss it with me. We use a pinned comment below as well as a card that hits right here. And if you like this content and you want more like it, please remember to like, share, and subscribe.